Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group will be presenting about knowledge and technology. So for our assessment 2, we chose to talk about the evolution of the pen. We have concluded that the pen is considered technology that develops around culture and that culture also evolves around it, as we've learned more about knowledge and technology. Moving on.
Okay, so moving on with justification, I am going to explain why we conclude that pen is a technology that evolves around culture. So we are aware that writing first appeared approximately 5,000 years ago when stone was used, but it was clear that they didn't begin their writing with letters like we do now. Instead, they drew pictures on the cave walls to express their ideas and writing diary. Moving forwards, when the pen invented during Egypt era, they used reed brushes to write with and ink. So following that, they create an alphabet to make communication more simpler. For example, 24 uniconsonant symbols were born. These later developed into a culture for them to communicate with one another. After some time, the pen starts to evolve, which has impact on how we write and enable us to create art. So writing and reading were both made possible by the invention of pen. So we could observe that people went from stone as a medium to write, to brush and ink, bird feathers, fountain pens, brushes to paint, ballpoint pen, and now as technology advances, the invention of pencils to write on devices such as Apple Pencil. With the development of the pen, we could also see the evolution of art from cave painting to digital drawing that we have today, which proves the point that pen is a culture developed around technology. So from making art to writing, reading, and even creating new alphabets and language.
Initially, during the Paleolithic era, people would paint figures on the cave walls. This technique is known as cave painting. They only know how to sketch rain, how to sketch horse. So, afterward, in the 2000 before century, Egypt discovered the pen by using ink and reed brushes to write on papyrus before the invention of the pen. Since then, people have able to connect more easily and send letters to one another, which allows them to gently modify their culture by taking up new interests like reading and writing. As we can see, in the Stone Age, people painted to communicate how they felt. The invention of brushes made writing on surfaces like papyrus during the time of the ancient Egypt more convenient. The diagram shows how papyrus is used as paper in modern times. Thus, its lightweight make transformation transfer more rapidly.
So when writing made reading possible, more people try to learn how to write and read. There were even specific facilities where people can learn to read and write. So when most of the people know how to read and write, then the culture of sending letters arises. Letters were now the new way of communication in human culture.
Next, synthesis is also one of the core concepts in TOK. Writing didn't always exist, and no one was born educated. In fact, it's an incredible evolution from cave paintings to a plethora of alphabets with more complex letters. The first methods of transmitting information date back to the Stone Age when cavemen drew various images on walls using random assortment substances ranging from earwax to even animal fat. This is clearly shown by a plethora of cave paintings discovered by historians such as the Laku paintings. On top of that, scientists also have analyzed the composition of the paint and found that, indeed, they were made of charcoal, human spit, and dirt. Certainly, it shows the culture of communication at the time and how they utilized the materials that they had at the time to communicate and write. Now, use language to share knowledge, and we no longer draw or write on the wall as our culture. We now use a more sophisticated form of communication. Clearly, as communication evolved, so too did writing.
Yeah,
Okay, so next is power. So how does a concept of power have any relation with a pen? So the invention and revolution of pen give us as humans the power to write. Humans can write anything or draw anything that they want or desire with just an existence of a pen. Pen also give us the power to transfer the knowledge that we gain. Even from the past, during the Stone Age era, people have started to share knowledge using a pen to write or draw on a cave using a stone. Then the Egyptian has started to write using an ink. We can see how the Egyptian has seen a power of a pen and started to invent more useful version of a pen like from the stone and then ink. And now we can see how a pen has revolution from the past, like the pen that we use now or the revolution from the past pen that they use. So we can see how human understood so much better through writing using a pen. So does the evolution of pen have so much power, although it isn't so simple? A pen can transfer knowledge and we can also gain knowledge from just a pen.
Next, we move to perspective. As we know, there are a lot of language and writing in this world. So how does it happen? We move to different perspective. With the power of writing, people start to develop their form of writing or due to their difference in language and culture. For example, the Chinese create writing that suits their language, that called Chinese calligraphy. Next, viewpoint. The existence of writing create a new culture, such as people starting to make letters to communicate with each other. Some cultures also use their writing as an art, such as Islamic calligraphy called khat. From this perspective, we can see that different people use writing as different tool. Some of them use to transfer knowledge, transfer their knowledge to the others. Some of them use to send message to the others, and some of them use writing as an art. So that's all from perspective.